Happy Wednesday, grade 3. It is Wednesday, and today in math, we are going to start using bills in our counting and not just coins. So coins are the small metal round things that we have been learning about, and bills are the larger paper things. I've got my wallet here. I actually have no idea, I haven't done this yet. I should have checked before if I have any bills in here. It's looking like I don't have any bills to show you. Guys, this is very sad. Oh, I have a bill. So here's a $10 bill. Now, these are actually not made of paper. If it was made of paper and you accidentally left it in your pocket and put it in your washing machine, it would get destroyed. So this is more of a plastic material, and it has all sorts of cool security features. If you have a bill at home, you should take a really close look at it. Look really closely, and if you look super closely, even with a magnifying glass, you're gonna see a whole lot of teeny tiny little patterns. Why would they do that? They do that so that if someone tries to copy this, like photocopy, the photocopier can't pick up all those tiny little details. So people can't make fake money easily. There's all sorts of things on this bill that make it really hard for someone to make a fake one. So if you have some bills at home, it doesn't have to be a 10. You can take a close look at some of those details. There's also some parts, I'm not sure if the camera will pick this up, but when the light shines on it, there's different colors. It's almost like a foil. That's another thing that is a very difficult thing to copy. So there are things on our bills that keep them from being easily copied. Now in Canada, we have 4 bills that you're gonna see on a regular basis. You're gonna have, sorry, now 4, 5. You have your $5 bill, then 10, 20, 50, and 100. Now the 10, 20, 50, and 100 are all a multiple of 10. What that means is that they're very easy to add in our head, because if we know how to count by 10, we can do that for all of those bills. The $10 bill, I count by 10 once. A $20 bill, I count by 10 twice, 10, 20. A $100 bill, how many times do I count by 10? Yeah, Blaine, that's excellent. I count by 10 times for a $100 bill. Very good. Now, today we're gonna get a little more into the real life side of money. So we all usually don't walk around carrying tons and tons of bills. Your parents often probably aren't paying with cash. Cash means bills and coins. There are other ways that we pay, and we're gonna talk about that tomorrow. But when you are paying, usually you're using your bank account. Now, a bank account is a place at a bank where you put in your money. And when you put your money there, the bank actually gives you a very tiny amount of money back to you to say thank you for letting us have your money right now. There's a whole crazy system of banking, and there's a whole lot of reasons why a bank would want your money and would give you money to have it. But when you put your money in a bank account, we know that it's safe, we know that it's making money, and it's an easy way to spend it if you have a debit card. Now, there's a couple different things you could do with your bank account. You could make a deposit. Now, deposit is a word that means I'm gonna put money into my bank account. I got $10 in a birthday card. I'm going to deposit it and give it to the bank to put in my bank account. So then I won't have my $10 bill in my hands anymore, but instead the $10 will be in my bank account. Now, there's something else I can do with the money in my bank account. I can withdraw it. And withdraw is the opposite of a deposit. That just means that I'm taking money out of my bank account. So I had put in, I don't know, let's say I have $300 in my bank account. I've been saving. And I would like to take some money out because I want to have $20 in my wallet, a $20 bill. So I can go to the bank and I can withdraw, take out $20, and then I have it in my hand again. It is cash again, okay? So my bank account is a place at the bank where I can put my money, and I can deposit, put money into my bank account, or I can withdraw. I can take money out of my bank account. All right, oh, you know what? There's one more term I want to talk about. The word is balance. And when we think of the word balance, we think of like walking on a balance beam or like trying not to fall over. When we're talking about a bank account and we use the word balance, we're talking about how much money is in your bank account. Now, it's important to know what the balance is, how much money is there, because you need to know how much you can spend. If you're using a debit card to purchase things and you want to buy something that costs $80, then you need to make sure you have a bank balance of $80 or more, or you won't have enough to buy the thing you want. If you try to buy something that's $80, but you only have $60 in your bank account, your balance is $60, it's not going to work. It will be declined. That's the fancy word for them saying, nope, you do not have enough money. We're not going to let you do this, and you won't be able to buy it. So knowing your bank account balance is very important so that you can be responsible with the money that you have. And we're just going to touch on this very quickly today, but God has a lot of things to say in the Bible about how we spend our money. And we are supposed to be responsible, and we're supposed to be good stewards of the money that we have. So we've been talking about how we're supposed to be good stewards of creation. God gave us creation and he said, take care of it, look after it, and use it well. Well, you know what? He actually says the same thing about our money. He gives us money and he says, take care of it and use it well. And how should we be using our money? Well, it's not wrong to spend some money on fun things. It's not wrong to go to the water park and pay for that. That's not a bad thing. But ultimately, how we spend our money shows what we love and what we care about. So if I only ever spend my money on water parks and vacations, that shows that I really, really love water parks and vacations. If I spend my money only on Starbucks coffee and I don't worry about having enough for paying bills, I just want to get Starbucks all the time, that's not being very responsible with my money, and it's showing that my heart loves Starbucks more than it loves obeying God and being responsible. That would be a problem. If my heart loves God, what kind of things might I spend my money on? So many of you have probably already heard the word tithe. Now, a tithe is a fancy word for giving money to the church to be used to help spread the gospel. So most Christians will give some of their money to their church to help spread the gospel, because we know that the best possible use of our money is to use it to spread the gospel around the world. That is the most important thing. And as Christians, that's one of the ways we want to spend our money. Now, another important thing that we could do with our money would be to use it to be generous and help other people. It can be tempting when we get money to just say, woohoo, I have all this money, I'm going to hold it really close and I'm not going to let anybody else have it because I finally have some money I get to spend. But the Bible actually talks a lot about how we're supposed to be generous with our money and give to people who are in need. So are there people in your lives who are needy? They might not be the homeless people, they might be, but do you have neighbors who don't have all that they need right now? Or maybe you have neighbors who just need a gift that would encourage them. How can you spend your money generously to encourage people and to help people? Okay, so those are just a couple of very quick little things about what God says about money. And one thing that is really important, the Bible says, it's not wrong to have money. It is not wrong to be rich. That is not a sin. But when God gives you a lot of something, he does expect you to be responsible with what he has given you. So if you have a lot of money, if God has been very generous to you in that, he is generous with you so that you can be generous with others. And that's an important thing for you to remember. Also, we're told in the Bible not to love money. So if you are only doing things so that you can make more money because you just want to have as much money as you can, that is an attitude that the Bible says is not okay. We are not supposed to love money. And at your age right now, I know most of you are not working, you're not trying to get as much money as you can. But a lot of times the word that the Bible uses for money can be the same word for possessions. So right now you might not be working really hard to get all the money you possibly can, but maybe you're really focused on getting all the things that you possibly can, and that's where your heart is. You really, really want this new video game and that video game and those really cool new shoes and that new outfit and this new book series and oh, I really want this cool new toy. If all of your heart is focused on all of the things that you want, Jesus is telling you that your heart is in the wrong place. It's okay to want new things, but wanting new things should never take the place of wanting to see people hear the gospel. It should never take the place of loving others, and it should never take the place of being responsible with what God has given us and being generous. So take a look at your own heart today. These are a few things to think over. Got a little serious, I know. Now we're going to open up our book and I'm going to go over what we're going to do today. You're going to be on page 144. All right, so you're on page 144 today. Now, a couple things I just want to point out quickly. If you are forgetting anything, you can see the bill amounts that are at the top here. Then on the next page, just over here, we go over those definitions that we just talked about. What a bank account is, what a deposit is, a withdrawal, and what your balance is. So if you forget what those things are, you can take a look there. All right, you're going to start with number 2 today, and you're going to tell me so if I have $20, how many $10 bills would that be? If I had $50, how many $10 bills? And $100, how many $10 bills? We talked about that a little bit already, so I think you will be able to figure those out pretty easily. Moving down to number 4, you're going to fill in the blanks to tell me 3 different ways that we can make a $50 bill out of different bills. So $50 bill would also be equal to, would be the same as, how many $10 bills? Now, if you look at B and C, right now they look the same. Okay, it's saying that you'll need some $20 bills and some $10 bills. Well, there's actually 2 different ways to make $50 with $20 bills and $10 bills. So find one of them in B and then find a different one in C. All right, that's sort of the hint I'm going to give you. You're going to move over to number 6 and you're going to start counting. So how much money is here? Remember, we can basically just count by 10. So we start at 50 and then we're going to count by 10 2 more times. 60, 70, 80, 90. Oop, I didn't just give you an answer, did I? Hopefully you were listening. Coming down to number 7, Lynn decides to save the money she received for her birthday. She has 1 $100 bill, 3 $50 bills, 2 $20 bills, and 4 $10 bills. Wow, Lynn got a lot of money for her birthday. How much money does she have altogether? So you're going to need to add this up. One way that you can do that is you can take this information and you could draw some rectangles and write something like the $10, the $20 inside of the rectangles to help you count them up. Looking at it like this in words is a bit of a tricky way to try to figure it out. So grab a spare piece of paper and draw it to help you figure out A. Now, Lynn wants to buy a tablet computer that costs $350. How much more money does she need to save? So that tells us she doesn't have enough money yet, but how much more will she need so that she can buy the computer that costs $350? All right, now come down to number 8. This is a really important question for what banking actually is in real life, okay? So the operation just means what are you doing to your bank account? And it says the starting balance, the starting amount of money in your bank account is $330. So now we're going to see what happens to the amount of money you have in your bank account, the balance, after you do different things. So if you withdraw $20, you're taking it out, you're subtracting it. Okay, so $330, take away 20 is $310. So now I have $310 left. Now we're going to do the next thing. Now I'm going to deposit $20. So depositing is adding it. So I started with $310 from up here, and I'm adding 20. What will I have next? So I'll put that over here for my new balance. All right, now I'm doing something else. Now I'm withdrawing $35. So do the math. How much do I have now? And finally, I'm going to deposit, put in another 27. Do the math and tell me how much do I have at the end of all of that. Okay, this is life. We put money in our bank accounts and we take them out, and we always need to know what the balance is so we are not spending too much money. All right, then you're going to turn over the page to number 10. This is the last question for you today. You're going to count the number of dollars and the number of cents, and then write it using correct notation. So this is just a time for you to practice your counting even with bills, the dollars here, the cents here, and then proper notation. I do want you to do the bonus question today. I know you guys can do it. You're going to be awesome today. Have fun.